All right, and we're back. Thanks, guys, for coming back to the channel, watching the show. So we have got a really fun and good episode today, and this is basically going to be an episode of basically PRS shooters or competition shooters that compete together as a family, and it's got its own challenges and it's got its own rewards in each, and we just thought we'd talk with a couple of families that they do it this way. My wife and I also shoot together, so she couldn't be on the podcast, so we'll just kind of go with that. All right, so with that being said, I have the Caples family, which is Richard, Miss Christy, and Gage. And then I've got the Burns family, which is Mike and Mackenzie. Richard, if you want to start with you, we'll get the introductions going.
Yep, Richard Caples. I've been shooting PRS, I guess, for 2 years now. And then I think I shot 1 or 2 matches, and then Gage decided that he wanted to shoot also. And then so we shot last year, we started about halfway through the 21 season, our 22 season. And Christy was at the matches with us all the time. So she was always a spectator, always making us drink water or running the iPad or picking up brass or whatever. And we finally conned her into shooting with us because she was there anyway. And I said, we might as well just build you a gun and you can come out there and have fun with us also. And that's how it kind of all started with the whole family ordeal. She's shot 1-2 days so far. She's got Twisted Barrel next weekend, and then Gap Grind in October.
Oh wait, so I didn't know you guys are going to Twisted Barrel as well.
Yes, all 3 of us are shooting Twisted Barrel.
Oh, awesome. All right, we're gonna have to get together when we go over there. I was telling my wife that they got a real cool piano bar there. So Gage, come on, let's go get crazy with me.
Crazy with the piano bar. Dueling pianos.
Dueling pianos. Anyway, we'll get to that later. All right, Mr. Mike, would you please introduce us?
Mike Burns, and I've been shooting PRS since about end of 2018. I've probably between rimfire and centerfire, 1 day and 2 days, it's definitely over 100 matches. So been doing it for a little while. And Mackenzie I was really happy that she came to join me. So we've been doing it for several years also.
I had an interesting kind of background. I shot clay target in college. And so I didn't grow up with guns. My family I didn't hunt. I didn't do all of that. And so it was kind of, as an adult, I picked it up. I started shooting shotguns in college and went to nationals a few years, and we went all over the country competing with other colleges. And then when I met Michael, he introduced me to rifle shooting, which was a steep learning curve to say the least, but it was a lot of fun. And I've been shooting now for, I guess, 2.5 seasons roughly, maybe 3 if you count it, but started shooting 2 days last year and shot a few. And then I haven't shot any centerfire this year, just because I'm pregnant. But I've been shooting a lot more rimfire.
Nice. It's funny you say that. I thought I was the only one, Mackenzie, because I honestly did not pick up a firearm until I was in the military, and that's what I was. And it was kind of funny that I did that. I was a gunner's mate in the U.S. Navy, and once that bug hit me, I mean, I was doing all kind of trainings, and everything was new. But then, of course, I got out of the Navy, and life hit me, kids and bills and Little League and everything else. And fast forward 15 years, I hadn't picked up a rifle again. I ran into Jacob Bynum over here, and he says, "Come on, take a training with me." And I've been there ever since. I've been here. So yeah, I thought I was the only one that kind of started real late.
No.
That's awesome. All right. Well, since we're on with you guys, let's start with you, Mike and Mackenzie. So you both shoot both rimfire and centerfire?
Yes, we do.
All right, run us through each of y'all's rig, both centerfire and rimfire.
I'll rattle it off.
My rimfire, I shoot a Voodoo with an Apex Rival, and I shoot it with an MDT chassis. And my centerfire, I shoot 6BR with an Apex Rival and MDT chassis, and a TriggerTech trigger on my centerfire as well. And yeah, I was using Hop Hill barrels, but they kind of dissipated and went another direction. So I'll be still looking for barrels. Deep South Tactical down in Mississippi is who we work with as a gunsmith to do all of our centerfire rifles. He's really great. So that's kind of what I use for my setups.
So we're both very similar.
Okay.
I'm running MDT, ACC Elites, on pretty much everything, unless it's like a team match or something like that. But for the PRS, MDT, ACC Elites, actions, I'm not really nailed down on a brand because I'll have a bunch of different 3 lugs with Terminus and Curtis and Defiance 2 lugs and a little bit of everything. Hawk Hill and Bartline barrels, TriggerTech diamonds in everything, and Leupold Mark 5s, and the new Mark 4 just got an 8-32 in, so looking forward to checking that one out.
You got to let us know how that works.
Definitely.
Well, that's the good stuff. What now? When it comes to ammo, obviously with the 6BR, you're both shooting 6BR.
She's shooting 6BR centerfire. I'm shooting mainly 6 Creed, 223, some 6BR, some a little bit of everything. So
all of it,
all the time.
all of it hand loads. I'm assuming
all hand loads. Yep.
Yeah. What now? When it comes to 22, what ammo are you guys using?
The cheapest, best stuff I can find.
I tend to use the SK, either the red or the gold box, depending on the lot. Sometimes they're kind of hit or miss, but I've been also using Lapua Center X or Midas Plus for some of the world qualifier shoots. So trying to do that, but basically Lapua or SK. And
you guys are still shooting on the mainly on the East Coast, correct?
Yeah, mainly on the East Coast. I think last year we did a lot more traveling around, but this year we tried to stay a little bit closer to home, not fly. I mean, we did fly to Norway to go shoot there. That was pretty amazing, but for the most part, we're staying close to home.
For rimfire, though, I did go out to the New Mexico match.
Yep.
And out in Yuma. That's Arizona.
Yuma,
Arizona. So I flew out there. I did the Iowa match and the Mississippi match. So I've kind of traveled a little bit more for rimfire, trying to get some world qualifiers in. But yeah, other than that, and then again, me not shooting any centerfire, we really haven't gone to tons of centerfire matches this year. So it's kind of an off year for us, just with shooting, not as much.
Yeah.
With and everything. So
yeah. Centerfire has I've told people before, it's an expensive sport just all by itself, but yeah, this year it's kind of hit a little bit harder, it just seems to me. But we kind of instead of making all the matches I made last year, we're slowing down a little bit. But especially with my wife shooting, that's why we got more into 22. It's a little bit more cost effective. Yeah. But all right, Mr. Richard, give us a rundown on your equipment there.
Okay. Yeah, we shoot both rimfire and centerfire. We probably shoot more centerfire than we do rimfire. For rimfire, I'm running a Kid action, Kid barrel, Kid chassis, everything Kid. For centerfire, I'm running. I run 6 Creed and 6.5 Creed, and every once in a while I'll run the 223, but they're all in impact actions, foundation, stocks. I was running Hawk Hill barrels. I bought quite a few right before they went out. I knew they were going out, so we stocked up on barrels. So we're still running Hawk Hills. And then that's it. Ammo wise, Phalanx Arms loads most of our ammo, 6 Creed and 6.5 Creed. 22 ammo, I'm running Ely semi-auto bench rest precision in the kid. I run Night Force Attackers, Thunder Beast bipods.
Miss Christy.
You're going to help me.
All right, so Christy and Gage and Rimfire, they both run custom Bagheeras. They've both been custom barreled by DI. Christy's, we're a house divided. So from here over, this is MDT, and then we're Foundation. So her Rimfire is in a Foundation MG2, and her Centerfire is a BR, and it is in a Centurion with a Stuteville Bartline, I believe. Yeah, she's running a 26-inch 6BR. So we try to not run all the same calibers, because back when we started, components were so difficult to locate that it was like you were just buying whatever you could find. And so Gage was in BR, and I was in TAC class shooting 308 because I had plenty of projectiles for it. Then once we moved on, then she got the BR, and so we had all the stuff for it. So that's been the nice thing, is as we've moved, it's opened up another caliber for her to shoot. So hopefully next year we'll have her in a Dasher.
And the BR is what? So what are you shooting at Twisted Barrel?
A BR.
I'll be shooting a
And
6 Creed. You'll be in a BR.
I'll be in a BR.
6 Creed and BR.
Mm-hmm.
Gage?
Like you said, everything of mine is in MGTs, and where my other one? And both are impacts. One of them has a Night Force Attacker on it. One has nothing on it at the moment, and my 22 has a Loophole Mark V right now.
Yeah, and just so that telling the audience here, Gage is one of I would say one of a few of the better, not only junior shooters, man, but you've come a long way, and you are just one of the, I would argue to say, if you don't make the top 40 at Twisted Barrel, I'm gonna slap you because you definitely have the talent. And I've enjoyed watching you, just kind of work your way up, man. And you've been doing really, really well. We've been keeping an eye on you. And
well, we're from East Texas, and until 2 years ago, we never shot a rifle over 100 yards. We never needed to. We hunt in a blind. The deer come to the deer feeder 75 yards away, so we never shot anything over 100 yards. And to watch Gage just grab it and run with it, it's been impressive. And we probably would not shoot near the matches that we shoot if it wasn't for Gage shooting on the world team in September. We've been going all over the place, just trying to shoot different matches and get experience. But we would probably slow down, but we're still full steam ahead because we've got a 16-year-old that's likes to shoot every weekend.
Yeah. Well, I was kind of, trying to lead into that. So Gage, tell us about the Worlds and how you qualified and what's going on with that.
How did I qualify? Was it?
You had to submit your scores from your previous 2 years.
I had to submit scores from last year, and then I think one of them from a year before.
Yeah.
And I had to submit my finale score, and I can't remember what else we had to do.
That was it.
I think
we
that
just
was
had
it.
to send all that in.
So
they have assembled a real good team, and I expect, and that's what comes with it, right? For being one of the best, man, we expect, and you should expect, to do very, very well over there. So, and I have no doubts that you will. You got a great family behind you, and I'm looking forward to see what what the future holds. So
We're excited.
yeah. All right. So we've talked about a little bit. So does anybody share rifles?
Not a bit.
The rifle's the cheap part. The ammo and the components is the expensive part.
Richard, I would think that Miss Christie and Gage would be, fighting you over that Kid 1022.
No, they don't want to have nothing to do with it. They want to run a bolt gun. So.
I absolutely, I've got 3 rimfire rifles, which is the custom Bergara, and then the DI Precision, which is that Curtis conversion, and the Kid 1022. And nothing against Bergara or the DI, but if you ask me, hey man, I need you to go to war, you can only take 1 rifle with you, I'm taking the Kid 1022. I love shooting that rifle, and for some reason I just got lucky, and it really, really likes SK high velocity. It will just shoot a hole inside of a hole. Don't ask me how, don't ask me why. I just
got a whole case available if you need any.
Well, I'm gonna talk to you after the show. Maybe you could bring it to Little Rock.
All right.
So, all righty.
We're integrated with optics, so I'm Team Apex, he's Team Loophole. So we both are just like, we got to have our own stuff. We're divided here.
No, but and this goes. You guys correct me if I'm wrong, but I was just talking. Somebody asked me the other day, and they say, "Man, you're with Team Apex." I said, "Yeah." You're with Team Bergara, yeah. Well, what's the best scope? And I get people asking me that quite a bit. And I said, well, how much money do you have? I can take you down that rabbit hole, or we can just go by what your skill set asks for. And I guess the point I'm trying to make here is that it doesn't matter to me if it's Loophole or Apex or Vortex or Athlon. They're all going to be able to hit. Each one of us on this podcast could take any of those scopes and be successful at a match. I don't think any of those scopes are going to hold us back. I'm sorry.
I think it's very subjective, on what people like. I like a 210 reticle. He does not like a 210 reticle. So, I think it's all a matter of what
it's
you're
Ford,
used to.
Chevy, Dodge, Toyota. It's just pick the flavor you like and go on about your day.
So my wife is now going to be shooting for Team L3I, and we're going to do this whole, brand new shooter coming into rimfire, and what the obstacles and everything is with being a brand new shooter, especially being a female shooter. And first thing she said, does it, I'm used to shooting your Apex. Is the rifle going to have one? I said, well, yeah, we're going to make it happen, of course. But this is coming from somebody that absolutely has no idea about the 210s, hash marks, has no idea about glass quality or what the pecking order is or nothing. And she's just used to it. It's not that the Apex is better than any other. She's just used to it. To your point, Mike, it's all subjective, and if she feels comfortable with it, that's what we're running. And then I know this Sunday, I don't know about you guys, Richard, but this Sunday, we're supposed to shoot a match out in Edna at Jordan Griffith's place. But of course, that's dependent on this little thing we got coming at us called a Hurricane Barrel. Mm-hmm. If Hurricane takes a little more turn to the north, then we probably won't be shooting anything. We'll be getting out of Dodge. But so she'll be shooting at that one. All right. So moving on. What hobbies? I guess we'll start with the Burns family. What hobbies do y'all have away from PRS?
For me, I've always been big into photography, so I really enjoy doing a lot of landscape, wildlife photography, things like that. Traveling, which luckily with shooting, I get to combine my love for traveling, and I've introduced him to traveling. We've been able to do a lot of cool traveling and incorporate shooting, kind of like what we did with Norway. you know, I've always wanted to go to Norway. And when we got invited to go to shoot the Viking Trail match, you know, I was like, yes, like that would be so awesome. Unfortunately, I didn't shoot it because I'm not shooting center fire, but I still went, you know, I took pictures, we stayed extra time, we went on some hikes, you know, it's a great way to combine both of my love for shooting and traveling. So, and photography, really.
I'm getting
So when
better
you
at the travel aspect. But, excuse me. Go ahead.
So I'm going to ask Mackenzie, I'm going to ask you one question. You can only take one camera with you. Which one are you taking?
Currently I shoot a Canon DSLR, but I've had Nikons. I mean, I wouldn't say that I am an expert photographer. I don't have a lot of the big, huge gear. I have kind of a base model DSLR, and it's done really well. You know, it's a hobby. So I don't know. I really enjoy my camera. I think it takes great pictures. So
I'm going to
It's
message you
definitely-
here in the
Okay.
near future, and I'm going to pick your brain about that. My wife is she's an elementary school principal, but she could retire pretty much next year. She's going to retire next. Well, I don't know. I should have said that. Anyway, she can retire here pretty soon. And she's also a part-time Disney travel agent, but does cruises and other packages as well. So we've gone to Disney, we've gone to some other places where we do review. We're starting to do reviews for the travel company, the agency that she works for. And, you know, so when it comes to the camera side of things, photography and reviews, vlogs, stuff like that. Yeah, we've kind of went head first into that. It can get just as expensive as the rifles can.
for sure.
Mr. Mike.
So other than shooting, which occupies a lot of time, I do try to sneak away to a pond that's close or to the ocean, get some fishing in, and that's more of the relaxed time. So I'm lucky the local range that we're a member of has, I don't know how many acres, but it's a fairly large pond. So you can sneak over there before shooting hours and catch a couple bass in the pond and then go practice with the rifles.
And of course, you guys are fixing to have an addition to the family.
We are.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
When
Doing
is
next
that
month.
happening?
Next month. So
Oh.
it's scary. It's our first. So we are trying to be as prepared as possible we're having a little girl. So I'm hoping that she is going to love shooting as much as we do. Because she'll be starting at the range young, you know, at least I'll be toting her around to some matches in the fall, and so she'll get some good experience. So,
Oh, I think you're gonna be a wonderful mom. And Mike, I'm gonna tell you from one dad to another, I've raised two girls, and it has totally changed my life. Not to say I got sons as well, but there's just something about a little girl that we'll talk again about 5 years.
Yeah,
You'll understand what I'm saying. So congratulations to you both.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, Mr. Richard. You know what? I'm gonna start with Gage this time because Gage doesn't want to say anything. What are we doing, Gage? You playing football? Anything?
No, sir. I just do a bunch of fishing around the ponds in the neighborhood.
Cool. Yeah. That's it. No friends, no bonfires, no
Do a little bit of-
concerts. You've been to a concert?
No, I don't do that much stuff.
We're pretty low key.
Yeah.
We're pretty low key.
He'd rather go shoot than do anything else. So
Oh my God. Well, so what part of East Texas do y'all live in? You'd have to say the
Little
city.
College Station area.
Okay, so yeah, that's what I figured. Man, dude, George Strait was just there.
too many people.
Too many people.
Yeah.
I got to stay sane. That many people in one place. Nope. But all we do is travel, hunt, fish, and shoot. That's literally our lifestyle. So before we shot, we overland camped all over the country, and so we just kind of moved from that into shooting and still traveling. So, well, we do like to travel. So this is kind of the best of both worlds. We get to go see different places, shoot matches, hang out with friends almost every weekend. So that's what we do in our off days. We work 4 days a week, so shoot 3 days on the weekend is basically what it boils down to.
Are you guys staying in an RV there at the Twisted Barrel or
No,
out of
sir.
town?
No, sir. I own an RV company. I do not own an RV.
Well, we use RV Share all the time,
Right.
and that's a great place to, if I'm sure you're familiar with them, but yeah, if we go somewhere if we can't find an Airbnb, we'll look at RV Share to see if we could find something. But no, we're going to actually stay downtown at the Courtyard Marriott.
Okay.
And just, downtown Little Rock if you guys haven't been there, it's just an awesome, awesome place. And I'm not talking about, clubs or nothing like that. I say the piano bar, but I say it jokingly.
There were some
There's
good
just-
restaurants in downtown.
Yes.
And
Yes.
last time we stayed pretty close to the airport and went downtown a lot to eat. And then this time we're staying more on the western side of Little Rock. So we can go see that part of Little Rock. So we try not to stay in the same hotel twice if we can. Just bounce around.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, if we do get a chance, we would, my wife and I would love to kind of maybe get together with y'all and do lunch or do a dinner or something.
Sounds like fun.
Let's do that.
Yeah. Yeah. We'd love to get with y'all. Miss Christie, anything you
Just
did
keeping
before
the-
shooting?
Just keep these two together and not at each other's throat all the time.
That's my hobby too. I keep him. together, too.
So when it comes to the Twisted Barrel, Gage, you're shooting 6BR,
6 Dasher.
6 Dasher, okay. And Christy, you're shooting
6
what
VR.
caliber?
6
BR. Okay, you're the BR Dasher, and Richard,
Creed, 6 Creed.
6 Creed. All right.
What bullets are you shooting, Richard?
109s, burgers.
All right. What squad are you
Hey.
in?
I don't even know.
I'm at 19.
Gage shoots in a different squad from us.
Yes.
He doesn't like shooting with mom and dad, he says.
What?
Say that.
No, we really have been. We usually, I guess, up until this year, we always shot together. So it was always a circus. And this year we've kind of said, hey, you really need to go shoot with other squads, watch other shooters, learn more than you can learn from us because we're. We'll kill that. He
I'm
really
not here.
needs to be with other shooters that he can watch and that he mentors or that he looks up to as a mentor. So we've really been pushing him out of our squad into other squads so he can just get more experience.
Good idea.
Nothing
Good idea.
personal. It's nothing personal.
Well, I mean, I guess so. I thought you'd be shooting the gas gun, Richard.
No, I built a couple, and man, those are some of the most aggravating pieces of equipment I have ever come in contact with. I've got a couple that I'm still working on low development. The other day, I went to the range, and we live in Texas. Obviously, you're in Texas, and I think I shot 2 5-round groups, and the barrel was so hot that I was like, "This is going to take me all day." So I threw it back in the truck, and I said, "I'll continue low development in the fall." So I was like, "Nope." Pulled the bolt guns back out, and we're running bolt guns for the rest of the year.
Yeah. I have been. I'm being talked trash to here for Twisted Barrel to kind of shoot my gas gun.
Are you running gas gun?
No. I'm the same as you. I don't mind doing it if it's a club match or something like that. I just kind of want to have fun. But yeah, a big 2-day match. I do not want to be 2 days all frustrated and aggravated. Even though I have found in a gas gun the not the GT but the
6
6 ARC has just been phenomenal. Small frame, you know, the rifle's light. It just shoots really, really well. But my 6GT bolt gun shoots twice
A
as
little
good.
bit better. Yeah.
Yeah, so I want to stay with the bolt gun, and it doesn't matter. There's going to be so many world-class shooters at this match. I have no illusions of, or I should say, delusions of doing anything against those guys. I'm just going to have a good time. I don't remember what squad we're in, but a bunch of Texas guys, and I don't know if you know Dustin Skarupa, but he's the one in my squad shooting a gas gun. He's like, "Come on, man, shoot with me," because I don't know anybody else.
Right?
Nope, not happening. Not happening. So, all right. Well, yeah. I guess we're down to the end here. Mike, we'll start with you. If you have any shout outs or any companies you'd like to recognize or any people.
All right. Well, huge shout out to David Gray with Deep South Tactical. I mean, everything I've got from him over the last several years, both of our stuff is just absolute hammers, and he's always come through. Really appreciate him. Mark Skills at Trigger Tech, thank you. Always a pleasure. And Team MDT guys, had a great experience with these guys, and all the Loophole team. So I've been very fortunate to hang out with all these guys, shoot with them, and share ideas across the board. So thank you, Loophole.
Yeah. You know, it's funny you say that here. Last year at the Best in Texas match, I believe it was Best in Texas at Navasota, I somehow got squatted with the MDT team. And I had never done that before. So I just signed up and they squatted me, and those guys kind of did their own thing. Next thing you know, I'm in that squad. And I don't remember learning so much just watching these guys and just, you know, shutting my mouth and just listening to them, kind of to what Gage is doing, is, you know, just getting with some high profile shooters and they just look at things in a different way than I was looking. And it has really helped me. So to your point, yeah. Ms. McKenzie.
Again, MDT has supported both of us for the past few years. I'm super grateful for that. Mark with Trigger Tech has been awesome. Probably, I don't know if any of y'all know this, but you know that he was really great. Him and I worked together to custom make a trigger for my wedding gift towards Michael, and had it engraved with
The two rings and the
and-
wedding date, and
yeah. So
it was really gold, of course, and it was really cool.
So I was pretty proud of being creative with that. So Mark's been great. He's always super helpful and a great guy to work with Trigger Tech. Deep South, again, same as what Michael says, David is awesome. I actually got to go meet him when I went down to the Mississippi match, see his shop, see everything. And it was really cool to see like where our barrels were actually done and everything like that. And then Team Apex has been great. Carly and Van have been nothing but supportive of us. I'm super sad to miss their Rocky Mountain Challenge out in Canada, but it is on my list to go to because it's going to be a fun match. And I'm just really, you know, I've loved being part of that team. We have some great guys and girls and juniors, and so looking forward to continuing to work with them.
One last thing, I just want to say, Dan, Two Vets Tripods, thank you, brother. Always looking out for me. He's another awesome person in the sport. So.
Two Vets. Yeah, yeah. Well, you guys, hopefully, I know my wife and I are planning, you know, if they do it again at their Team Apex with their match in Canada next year, we're going.
Yeah.
We tried to go last year, not the Apex match, but last year they had a Canadian match in Calgary. No, in
it was right outside
of Calgary, and they wound up. We booked hotels, Airbnbs, flights, and then they canceled the match. So I was like, all right, well.
So we went out there anyway instead and got engaged. So
absolutely. So
it worked out. First place right there.
Yeah, that was a couple years.
That was 2 years ago. So we went to Banff.
Yeah, we're gonna try.
Yeah, so it was cool.
We're gonna try to make it next year. Well, I mean that's number one. If we don't make it, then one, either my wife and I don't want to joke like that, but we'll be in the hospital or something happened to me where we just couldn't make it. But we're gonna go. That's one only because and we've never been to Canada, so
It's beautiful. Highly recommend. So
I've never seen mountains.
Maybe we'll be able to shoot together next year if we both are able to go.
Yeah, cool.
We'll squad with you.
All right. Yeah, I like that. Miss Christie, we're going to start with you.
I don't have any idea.
Phalanx Arms.
Phalanx Arms, who does all my ammo. It keeps me from having to be in the reloading room doing it. And that's really it for me.
You sure?
Okay.
You sure there's
Yeah.
somebody
Wait,
else?
I shoot Weed Bad bags also. Yep, and foundation stocks. So John, Colin, Amy are awesome.
Yeah, there you go. Mr. Gage.
Thanks to Aaron Roberts at Roberts Precision Rifles in Spring for chambering all my World Championship barrels. MDT for the support this year. And Mike Burtis, Phalanx Arms out of Amarillo for loading all my dash around. And Weebad for giving me all the bags I could use.
Mr. Richard.
Phalanx Arms, Weebad Foundation, Roberts Precision, DI. We use everybody. We anybody that's willing to chamber a barrel, I'll let you chamber a barrel. We got a stockpile of them. So that's who we like to use. Golly. Weebad, I might have said Weebad already. They're super awesome. They're local to us. I mean, you can go in there and talk to Robert and David and throw them some harebrained idea, and they'll be like, stand by, and go whip it out and then say, is this what you were talking about? Exactly. So that's nice to be able to go in there and visit with those guys and bounce stuff off of them. Or they'll be like, you give them an idea, and they're like, we've already tried it 3 years ago, didn't work. Okay, well, all right, we won't go there then. But other than that, that's it.
Yeah, you've seen my 6GT bag.
Yes.
That real colorful one. That was also just top of my head, and hey, let's do it. And that's how it came out. But exactly from what you guys are saying, and it's hard because I know we're leaving out some companies or some people, but I know here where I live, and Richard, you're not too far. I feel blessed that I've got Redbeard Gunworks right here, Crossroads Precision right there in Victoria, DI Precision, David Lott, just to be able to Weebad, right there in College Station, to be able to walk into these people's place of business and them treat you as if your family. It's really been a blessing, I think. Redbeard is just one of the big names in the industry, and so it's really nice. Chad Heckler out at 5x5, those guys put out really good stuff. Tate Streeter, I could just go on and on and on. These guys I see them at the matches. I'll tell you a quick little funny story. Robert Brantley, one of the nicest people that I have ever met out here in PRS. And every time I see that guy, he makes it a point to come up, say hello, shake my hand, see how things are going. And like, wow, these guys are pretty cool, and it was also like with the MDT team when I squatted with them as well. Chad Heckler, Mike, I forget Mike's last name. Paul Higley was a beautiful person. He has a beautiful spirit to him, and I hope I get to see him again before I die. So yeah, there's just so many cool people in the sport. Brian Allen, another good one. So
but that's why we do this. The people,
yes.
That's why we keep coming back, and it's really an experience like no other, where the people you're competing against are so forward in helping you succeed on your own. So yeah, it's truly different than most any other competitive sport that I've ever been a part of.
Same here. Same here. I came over from the 3-gun side, and then I got a little bit too old and slow for those young guys and came over here. But it's been really, really fun to where, and to Mackenzie's point, being with Team Apex has just been fantastic. The guys on Team Bergara, when I was with them, those guys were fantastic. And just here a few weeks ago, or I think it was last month, they had the NRA convention in Dallas, and I just happened to be working in the area, and I was able to go and say hello to Carly and Van and Madeline. So it was really, really nice to be able to kind of hang out with them, even though they're so far away. But all righty, well, guys, thank you so much. I do appreciate it. Mike and Mackenzie, congratulations.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, hopefully we'll be saying some prayers for y'all. And do y'all have a baby's name yet? I guess that was one of the questions I was going to ask.
Yeah. So it's going to be Callie Lane Burns.
Callie Lane Burns. All right, well, there you go, folks. You heard it first here. And if you got it registered anywhere, send me that info, and I'll put it up here when we share the video out with everybody.
Appreciate it.
It's got a bunch of 22 ammo probably on the registry.
That's exactly what's going on there.
I'm sure MDT is going to be in there somewhere.
You got to stock up for the baby.
Wipers and ammo. That's all we need.
Right.
There you go.
Yes. All righty. Well, you've got myself, you got Richard and Christy. We all, any parenting advice, I wouldn't call us. I just play.
This is the last
guys,
one at home. We got one more to get out of the house, and that's it. He's the last of the 3.
I don't know.
Oh,
We'll see.
yeah, he's the last.
Yeah, he's the last.
All righty, guys. Thank you so much. You have yourselves a great 4th of July holiday here, and Richard and Christy engaged. Hopefully that hurricane doesn't come up our way, but if it does, you need us, we're here.
We got extra room if you need it. If you need a place to evacuate to, you can come to the house.
Thank you so much. Thank you. All right, guys. Have a good one. Be
Safe
safe.
travels and good luck, guys.
Be
Good
good.
luck.
Thank you.